Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling artificial intelligence. It's moving so
Okay.
fast.
It really is. We're looking at the push towards, artificial general intelligence, AGI, and even machine consciousness. It's pretty wild stuff.
Absolutely.
hmm
We've got this report that lays out the recent progress, the timelines people are talking about, and what different experts think.
And our mission here is basically to unpack the really crucial bits for you, the listener, without drowning you in tech speak.
Right. So what's been happening lately? The report mentions some big steps, yeah.
Oh, definitely. Just in the past year or so, AI has gotten much better on these really tough benchmark tests, MMMU, GPQA, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's not just problem solving, it's getting creative, generating seriously high quality video. And in some tests, outperforming human programmers.
Wow. Outperforming programmers. That was significant.
It is. And it's not just theoretical anymore, right? It's seeping into daily life.
Yeah, I've noticed that. More AI in medical devices getting FDA approval.
Exactly. And things like self-driving cars, Waymo, Baidu's Apollo Go, you see them more. Plus, generative AI is, well, everywhere. Content creation, translation, search.
Businesses are jumping on board too, seems like. Lots of investment.
Huge investment, especially in the US, record private funding recently. And globally, generative AI is the big focus. The whole market's already over, what, $184 billion?
And projected to skyrocket, right?
To over $800 billion by 2030, yeah. You've got major startups like OpenAI, Cohere, Anthropic really driving things.
It's a global race, though, not just the U.S.
For sure. The US leads in the top models right now, but China's closing the gap really fast. And you're seeing more activity in the Middle East, Latin America, Southeast Asia, too.
Okay, rapid growth, lots of money flowing in. But the report flags some issues, too.
Yeah, it's not all smooth sailing. There's been a rise in reported AI incidents, and, actually using standard ways to check if AI is responsible, that's lagging behind.
And the classic problems are still there. Bias, weird answers.
Right. Bias persists, even with efforts to fix it. Finding enough diverse training data is becoming a bottleneck. And yeah, AI making stuff up hallucinations, that's still a real reliability issue.
Feels like there's a gap between knowing the risks and actually, fixing them.
Exactly. Which kind of brings us to the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this all going? We talk about AGI.
Right. Artificial general intelligence. What does that actually mean, though? Human-level smarts.
Basically, yeah. Versatile, adaptable, can learn on its own, reason like us. It's different from the AI in your phone, the narrow stuff, and different again from superintelligence, which is, well, beyond human.
And then there's the consciousness question.
Yeah.
Can machines actually feel or be self-aware?
That's the really deep philosophical one, the hard problem, as they call it. Subjective experience. It's a huge debate.
So when might we get AGI? Are we talking next year or next century?
Well, the predictions are all over the place, but the trend, definitely towards shorter timelines than before. Some big names are talking decades, maybe sooner.
Like 50% chance by 2040, maybe? I think I saw that number.
Yeah, survey medians point that way. And some think conscious AI isn't that far off either, maybe this decade, especially with things like neuromorphic computing.
But the experts don't all agree on the implications, do they?
Not at all. You've got people like Bostrom really worried about existential risk, the alignment problem. Yudkowsky is even more pessimistic, calling for a halt.
But others, like Stuart Russell, see potential for good if we manage it right, but still warn about misuse, like autonomous weapons.
Right. He stresses the need for control, transparency. Even beneficial goals could go wrong if the AI isn't aligned properly.
Okay, so alignment and control. Those seem like the key challenges, making sure AI wants what we want, basically.
Yeah, and that sounds simple, but translating complex human values into code, that's incredibly difficult. Think King Midas getting exactly what you asked for, but not what you meant.
The paperclip maximizer idea comes to mind, too.
Exactly. Unintended consequences. So control strategies involve alignment, making the AI understandable, testing it rigorously, keeping humans in the loop.
Has humanity dealt with anything this powerful before? The report mentions nuclear tech.
It's a common parallel. Immense power, potential for misuse. We learned a lot from managing nuclear energy and weapons international treaties, safety culture, regulation.
Lessons learned about human error, safety protocols.
For sure. But AI is different, right? It's developing way faster, it's more distributed, the risks are maybe more varied. Still, the principles of managing powerful tech might apply.
And ethically, it opens a huge can of worms.
Yeah.
bias, privacy, jobs.
All major concerns. We need ethicists, philosophers, everyone involved. As AI gets smarter, questions about its moral status, even rights, might come up. It's uncharted territory.
So the future could go, well, a lot of different ways.
Absolutely. The optimistic view, solving huge problems, climate change, disease, a potential golden age. The pessimistic, misalignment, loss of control, job displacement, even existential risk.
It really puts the pressure on getting it right now.
Which is why there's so much focus on frameworks for responsible development, governance models, trying to figure out regulation. It's complex, needs global cooperation.
And the report specifically calls out the dangers of AI in the nuclear space. That sounds particularly scary.
It's a major concern. AI in nuclear command and control. The risk of glitches, miscalculations, arms races, cyber attacks. It's sobering. Even if it could potentially enhance safety in some ways, the consensus is human control must remain absolute.
And AI could make nuclear blackmail or even terrorism easier.
Potentially, yeah. Lowering barriers for planning, enabling cyber attacks, spreading disinformation. It highlights the need for really robust governance.
Okay, wow. So to wrap this up, AI is moving incredibly fast. We're heading towards AGI, maybe even conscious machines, though timelines vary.
And experts are seriously grappling with how to align these systems with our values and keep them under control. Huge challenge.
We can maybe draw some lessons from things like nuclear tech, but AI is its own beast. Major ethical questions, huge potential upsides, but also really significant risks.
Especially in sensitive areas like nuclear security, that's a critical point.
So the final thought for you, the listener, is this. Given how fast this is all moving and how much we don't know about the consequences,
How should we, individuals, societies, actively get involved in shaping this? How do we steer it towards benefiting humanity, balancing those amazing possibilities against the really serious dangers, particularly in areas where the stakes are highest?